promises and promises around the ultra-rich and supporting businesses. Here's 680's Parliament Hill reporter Cormac McSweeney.
Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole has released his party's full election platform, calling it Canada's recovery plan.
This election is about who you think can get us out of the recession and rebuild the economy.
Me, motherfucker.
Who do you think can secure the future?
You're gonna help me. I didn't mean for all of us. It just to be me. Damn it. Like for you to be you. Watch.
Economy through tax credits and loans for businesses, recover 1 million jobs, and on childcare, the party would replace the liberal $10 a day plan with a tax credit for middle and
I don't even remember what they're talking about now. $10 a day plan.
Which looks more like a Men's Health magazine than a policy platform. NDP leader John Meeting in Toronto highlighting his plan to target CEOs.
I got some couple good links here.
Companies that took public money and abused that are reimbursing that, are paying back that money that they took.
Liberal leader Justin Trudeau announcing a suite of measures to help businesses get through the end of the pandemic and into the recovery, including extending the hiring program to the spring and providing wage and rent supports to the tourism industry. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
680 News Time, 2:36. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says businesses are worried their top concerns won't be addressed in the election campaign. Chris McCusker from the Business Center reports.
The CFIB survey shows the economy is the top issue at 78%, with small business recovering in second at 74%. But less than a quarter of those surveyed think their concerns will receive enough attention. CFIB President Dan Kelly says small businesses have been through the ringer during COVID-19, and many are expecting a long and bumpy recovery. And Canadians, it seems, are also concerned about small business. A public opinion poll by Angus Reid shows more than 9 in 10 Canadians, or 93%, say small business recovery is crucial for the economic recovery. At the Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker. For a fifth day in a row, the province is reporting new daily cases of COVID-19 in the 500s. This comes as the Ford government works to put together an in-school vaccination campaign. 680's Bloomfield has those details.
While cases
wait for the
very low, 0 for a third straight day.
It's a daycare story coming up.
Cases, more than 3/4 amongst the quarter of the population that is not fully vaccinated. Premier Ford addressing municipal leaders this morning.
COVID will be something we live with for a while longer. As the doctors have said, case counts don't mean what they used to because we have so many people vaccinated.
Over 73.5% of Ontarians 12 and older now have 2 shots, but the youngest age category, 12 to 17-year-olds, has the slowest uptake. So the province rolling out a plan today that will see vaccine clinics set up in or near schools over the next several weeks, including once classes begin 3 weeks from now. Tomorrow, the province's top doctor expected to announce a pause in reopening, a booster shot campaign for vulnerable seniors, and mandatory vaccinations for some health and long-term care workers, though there may be regular testing exemptions. I'm Alex Bloomfield.
Canada's housing market continued to cool in July, but new numbers show there is still a long way to go. 680 Stuart again reports.
Wait for this.
Home sales and home prices both were down in the month of July, serving as a positive sign and showing some continued relief for the market. The Canadian Real Estate Association
1 month out of like 30 years,
right? Last month fell 3.5% from June and over 15% from this time last year. Prices are down for a 4th straight month, dropping 2.5% and putting the average price of a home in Canada at just under $662,000. But the good news isn't so great when you look at the big picture, despite the decline.
There's a $1 million premium on that if you live in Toronto.
July on record for the housing market. Prices are still up 15% from last year, and the number of homes on the market is still dropping, keeping demand high. I'm Stuart McGinn.
Gas prices are next.
Working from home?
Stay up to date on the coronavirus.
What do you think?
Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day on your radio.
680news.com.
Or ask to play 680 News on your smart speaker.
If watching TV sounds like
this one's better.
What's that new series your sister recommended? Oh, it should be under British Mysteries. British Mysteries. BRITT.
Then it's time to find it faster. Only Rogers Ignite Entertainment instantly searches all your favorite content all at once. Now get 12 months of Disney Plus on us when you sign up with select Ignite TV and Smart Stream bundles. Visit the Rogers store at rogers.com/entertainment.
Somebody's clock is on. You guys set the time. Hey, what the fuck?
Will not change at midnight. We should stay just under $1.39 a liter. Traffic and weather together next.
Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to this.
Love is back in the air with Porter Airlines. Our planes are all shined up.
They own all their planes. They can park them for free. Well, they could park them without having to make payments on the plane.
Porter starts with your most popular destinations and expands from there.
Because we're the only ones going your way, sucker.
Feel great. Something definitely to look forward to. Look at flyporter.com. Porter.
Did you remaster that? Like, is that did you re-record that?
As Desjardins agents,
It's 3 seconds of like a sentence. That's not synthesized, is it? It's real on, isn't it?
the same amount as this driver.
Check this shit out.
And you should pay less for auto insurance if you don't drive much at all.
Now save
Did you hear
10%
the, yeah,
for 6
fuck
months
the
when you
traffic.
sign up for the
Okay, hold on.
Adjusto program.
Term limits in the parliamentary system for Canadian government.
Okay.
Is
We can
that
listen to
something
this.
that I don't know might help us when it comes to elections?
I want to vote on them in real time, continuously or continually on the fucking smartphone.
It's just that there's nothing, like, unless we wanted to change the Constitution, there's nothing we can do to stop a politician.
Did you hear all those guns just
It has
cycle?
no teeth, the current law, correct?
Right, that's it. Like, I mean, it has teeth if the politicians want to put them in there and want to
I didn't hear
actually
you.
stick to it themselves. But, like, if he goes for dissolution and she says yes, then it's all good. And if we wanted to change that, we'd have to go change the Constitution, and that's a whole other story. But, like, the fixed election laws that have, like, Nova Scotia actually doesn't have one, but all the other provinces do. And there are always exceptions. There are always off-cycle elections, but I find the compliance is higher on the provincial side than it is on the federal. But I mean, in 2007, all parties voted in favor of fixed elections, and we are just not doing that, apparently.
Do you believe that we'd have a more engaged electorate if there
Do we
were
not do this
fixed
every 4
election
years?
Because here we have the country going to the polls again in less than 2 years, and maybe there's a little
What
apathy,
happened
a
to you?
little
I
fatigue.
don't fucking.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely
busy.
possible, and I think there's definitely a sense that, you know, people are aware this is a very
You're boring.
politically motivated election call, and that can lead to some frustration. I honestly think that voter disengagement.
That looks a lot like a maple leaf, doesn't it? And I got a maple. I got photos of a maple leaf that
goes
look
deeper
the
than,
pot leaf
you know,
is not.
there's many causes of that, and I don't think a fixed election date would be, or like a one that actually stuck. I don't think that would be enough to help everything. I think, you know, one of the things that the Prime Minister said when he justified this election call was to say that Parliament was dysfunctional. Okay, so let's start there.
Motherfuckers,
Like,
thought
what
his
does it look like
dude's
if Parliament
fuck.
was dysfunctional? And what could we do to make Parliament a place where people see better ideas for problem solving? It's not so much these canned messages and, you know, and
nice
stuff
setup.
like that, but it's actually speaking to people with authenticity about what you think the problems are and how you want to solve them. That might help voter engagement.
Right, I got to leave it
Maybe
there
we're
for now.
flying at
Dr.
you out of a
Turnbull, really
supernova.
appreciate the time with us this afternoon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, too. Take care.
You too. Dr. Lori Turnbull is a professor of
Doctor.
political science at Dalhousie University.
No.
We're
Why
back
are we
after
listening
this.
to doctors about politics? Hold up. We listen to politicians about medicine too. What the fuck is going on?
640 Toronto traffic.
Starting out with the good news. Problems finally cleaned up on the
Oh,
401.
bullshit. You got good news?
407 left lane reopened. That's still vehicle.
500. They've jumped through most of everything I thought I was going to have to recite manually. Hold on. I'll let them say it again.
Well, the NASDAQ trades lower, down 50 cents. Canadian dollar at 79.49 cents US. At the Business Center, I'm Richard Sutter.
Are you on the sidelines when it comes to investing? A financial advisor can get you in the game.
You mean gambling?
Visit dynamic.ca.
You want to make a bet, just say so.
To learn more.
With a Stanley Fat Max tape measure in your toolbox, you have what you need when accuracy counts. The measure of a
Oh, it's
pro.
right side up. Hey, what is that? A TV antenna sticking out of the top? It is too. That's a transmitter. Look at that.
Ergonomic, impact-resistant case with a compact design and 14-foot reach max. Stanley Fat Max tapes are the go-to measure.
Hold on. 14 feet. That's it? I don't even know how long the standard tape measure is, but that doesn't sound that long.
What do you think of the new office?
The view is amazing.
Right? Long way to get here, but it's all worth it.
The 2021 Ford Escape has an available hybrid engine with over 900-kilometer range
Oh, sorry. I gotta take this. Go for it, boss.
and available Ford Pass
Hold
Connect
on.
Wi-Fi hotspot. Get your perspective in the Ford
So if a
Escape.
cop goes local and takes me away in his cruiser, we could end up 900 kilometers away without him having to stop for gas? Escape? Which one's the Escape? I'm sure they got something like that. Yeah, because there's one, in case you didn't notice, there is one news station.
Now I'm
So Janet Timinze.
I'm Scott Burnett. Here are the top stories right now.
U.S. President Joe Biden set to speak this afternoon about the ongoing conflict
At 3:45
in Afghanistan. We'll carry that for you live when it gets underway. Liberal leader Justin Trudeau says Canadian military aircraft are on standby in Kuwait to pick up Afghan citizens who help the Canadian mission once the airport in Kabul is secured, though. On the COVID front, the province reporting 526 new infections today. No new deaths. The majority of infected people are unvaccinated. 67 are partially immunized. The Ford government working with public health units and publicly funded school boards to hold vaccination clinics in or nearby schools in the days leading up to the return to class, as well as during the first few weeks of school.
It's not going to happen.
Sports, Russia's reaction to the Taliban's takeover in Afghanistan.
What?
Time for 680 for
Russia. How's Russia getting involved? I thought Russia was pissed off at Turkey for shooting down their jet, and then so Russia tolerates North Korean fishermen. China, yeah, never mind. This is complicated. I wonder how many of them buildings were built by the Bin Laden group that fell down. Did they say 25,000 buildings damaged or some shit? I need something for this fucking night, man. This isn't gonna do nothing. Burn up people's batteries. There's no pigment there. Can you tell? No pigment. That's my skin color. That's my real skin color. When I don't Photoshop the video. If I tune it back to 640, they're gonna be talking about the election. I want to hear about the election, really, because I've seen a bunch of them. They don't. Yeah, it's in Canada. Once you've seen one, you've seen them all. It's just different guys playing the same roles. It's like puppets or Muppets or some shit. I think I planted 10,000 freaking grape orchards today. No, I don't think that's possible anymore. Damn it. What is this over there? Gotta be fucking kidding.
Feel to know you only have a few more seconds left to live.
Act now and the Canadian government will match your donation. Please give today and help end the pandemic.
Fuck off. I want to rebuild buildings in Haiti with lock blocks. God damn it. 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 Nobody listens to me. Nobody fucking listens. You don't listen to me. There's a bunch of other people saying the same thing. Why are we doing this? We should be doing that. You got vaccinologists saying you're doing it wrong. You got public health epidemiologists saying you're doing it wrong. Virologists, the diseaseologists or whatever. I need a diseaseologist. That's what I need. I need a diseaseologist. I don't need a doctor. I know what's going on. I got a disease. I need a diseaseologist. Damn it, that makes sense almost. I guess we're going to kill 11 minutes.
Where are you?
It's kind of like Big L.
Hey, there you are.
1918 to 2018 in the.
To know you only have a few more seconds
you bring in
left to live.
1918 into 2018, didn't you? Yeah, I'm going you. Original coronavirus brand, right?
Check it. I seen Joel's up, pockets rolled up, with banks I held up. Many bitch ass niggas big L stuck. I never catch cold feet when I hold heat. We roll deep in the triple black dark tennis old Jeep. I catch the bag 3 o'clock in the morning, or the block all alone and put a clock through his dome. Tell him give it up quick, you nitwit. Don't try to get slick, or I'ma let this 4/5 spit and leave your shit split. Frick, it ain't nothing decent about me. A true thug for real, you can ask the priest about me. A rap junkie, don't try to play me like some flunky. Jews be chunky, pockets lumpy, attitude grumpy. Mad niggas be frontin' a lot. Popping mad shit, trying to be something they not. No faggot ass better stick to dancing. Don't even look at me, I might break your jaw just for glancing. That's right, at 97, all them kids is blowing. But we don't trip, we'll let a bitch starve till her ribs are showing. Look for that, look.
He's a divine mastermind. I turn nickels to dimes. Authentic, genuine. That's out to shine. The cool cat, the true Mac with smooth raps. Chickens be like, who that? I be doing my thing, kid. Get front and I'm beyond that. I roll with brothers ready for combat. All for eye-to-eye contact with skill G. Yo, it's ill C for real, B. Ain't no barbecue. Niggas better stop trying to grill me. Sin dead style, so the essence. Got niggas stressing my style. Feels like caresses, no question. Tough type, the clutch mic, the positive upright. I'm now, I don't give a fuck type. Expose the facts, you know that have to go to last astrological. Like the signs in the zodiac, the raps out the stack loop. Word up, my style's tighter than a fat bitch. And the caption surprise you. It's not why I see the side me when I operate. It's smooth sailing like Ron Isley. Gotta do my thing, word up. Beg your pardon, time to bounce. Gotta skate like Tony Hawk.
Yo, I'm the terrorist, top 10 terrorists. Chickens ever diss, they become featherless. 8 derelicts, certified gold medalists. You play fly, cause I'm the most high like Everest. Look at all these fakes. Musically, you imitate the traits. Won't succeed, moving at full speed with no brakes. Like Jake, watch me take your entourage. Can't see me, I'm camouflaged. Besides, I'm guard, mad hard, like the SAT. Now shorties, caught up in the mental. Watch your bless AG. Evidently, you still don't know because you tempt. Thought you was the boss when your fat thoughts were empty. My factory crack, still jealous one's empty. Sent me, DITC, good and plenty, like the doctor. Smoke a spike joint and watch clockers. Get rude like Java, make moves behind my blockers. Crazy sickness. You want the pure, you better pick this. Bitches can't get this. Faggots remain dickless.
Before we get started, let's talk about this gather.
Where are you?
There's polio virus and Ebola breaking out now. And I haven't heard nothing about the bubonic plague in Mongolia, but that shit don't just go away on its own, eh? It's not just a coronavirus. No.
Hey, there you are. How does it feel to know you only have a few more seconds left to live?
Yeah, not big news, but to mark the date that we're now getting the grapes growing. It's August. It's literally halfway through August, and they're only just starting to pop up. Some of them turn them blue. I got a whole bunch of them, and I scattered them everywhere. I did the same thing last year. That's where these ones came from.
Check it, I stayed jeweled up, pockets rolled up, from banks I held up. Many bitch ass niggas, big L stuff. I never catch cold feet when I hold heat. We roll deep in a triple black dog 10 old Jeep. I catch a bag 3 o'clock in the morning, or the block all alone and put a clock through his dome. Tell him give it up quick, you nitwit. Don't try to get slick, or I'ma let this 4/5 spit and leave your shit split. Frick, it ain't nothing decent about me. A true thug for real, you can ask the priest about me. A rap junkie, don't try to play me like some flunky. Jews be chunky, pockets lumpy, attitude grumpy. Mad niggas be frontin' a lot. Poppin' mad shit, trying to be something they not. No faggot ass better stick to dancing. Don't even look at me, I might break your jaw just for glancing. That's right, at 97, all them kids is blowing. But we don't trip, we'll let a bitch starve till her ribs are showing. Look for that, look.
He's a divine mastermind. I turn nickels to dimes. Authentic, genuine. That's out to shine. The cool cat, the true Mac with smooth raps. Chickens be like, who that? I be doing my thing, kid. Get front and I'm beyond that. I roll with brothers ready for combat. All for eye-to-eye contact with skill G. Yo, it's ill C for real, B. Ain't no barbecue. Niggas better stop trying to grill me. Sin dead style, so the essence. Got niggas stressing my style. Feels like caresses, no question. Tough type, the clutch mic, the positive upright. I'm now, I don't give a fuck type. Expose the facts, you know that have to go to last astrological. Like the signs in the zodiac, the raps out the stack loop. Word up, my style's tighter than a fat bitch. And the caption surprise you. It's not why I see the side me when I operate. Smooth sailing like Ron Isley. Gotta do my thing, word up. Beg your pardon. Time to bounce. Gotta skate like Tony Hawk.
Yo, I'm the terrorist, top 10 terrorists. Chickens ever diss, they become featherless. 8 derelicts, certified gold medalist. You play fly, cause I'm the most high like Everest. Look at all these fakes. Musically, you imitate the traits. Won't succeed, moving at full speed with no brakes. Like Jake, watch me take your entourage. Can't see me, I'm camouflaged. Besides, I'm guard, mad hard, like the SAT. Now shorties, caught up in the mental. Watch up, bless AG. Evidently, you still don't know because you heavy. Thought you was the boss when your fat thoughts were empty. That factory crack, still jealous one's envy. Who sent me? DITC, good and plenty, like the doctor. Smoke a spike joint and watch clockers. Get rude like Java, make moves behind my blockers. Crazy sickness. You want the pure, you better pick this. Bitches can't get this. Faggots remain dickless.
Before we get started, let's talk about these double-hearted MCs that claim to be true OGs and war specialists. Forever bust your guns on the record shit, but when the beef comes, get on the FOI protection list. You know the deal, I come with nothing but the real. Certified authentic, recognize me, head there. Whether East Coast or West Coast, I'll make them all strip naked. Bitch niggas and never get
I'm not there.
green. Back and doubles up the Bowling Green for all
About
is clean.
3.5 minutes. We're gonna put back in. This is the prep. You gotta hear some of this shit.
Get this shit laced up. What the fuck? Yo, I'm flipping on niggas like trays and cracks. My raps react on your cardiac like a heart attack. Some niggas run for stunts who want to take a puff of the blunt and play a nigga like a chump. But I don't play that shit with no chicks. Sucking the next nigga's dick, moving bricks. I'm too slick for you high school dropouts. You got knocked and tried to cop out. Couldn't fight when the kids pulled the mop out and wailed you out. Writing home saying bail me out. Living small time. Fucked up when you called mine. D-squared, one of the greatest of all times. Yeah. DITC representing for the 9-7. Word live, word live.
And I tried picking up all the garbage in the gutter today, and it blew everywhere. And then a truck came and parked on top of the pile, and I said, fuck it, and I left, and I almost got hit by a car and 2 more trucks. I'll clean it up tomorrow. It's not my garbage.
Him line. Hello, all these chicken heads not my concern. Sure, the early bird gets my worm. Feel these balls till they get so firm. Judge and the jury, case adjourned. Chicka, 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 chicka. Don't stand. Chicka, chicka, whip it out. Kickstand. Oh, I know plan. Drop logic and quicksand. Until I'm a big fan. Body slam herbs like Vince McMahon. Half man, half amazing. No tram. Damn this habit I've had it so tragic. Locked in this case, somebody come pat it. No windows, not bitch, I'll never. Don't be a square and iPad or a tablet. Fuck dabbing. Sorry, little maggot. Guess you like a statue. Waiting me rabbit. See, I'm not famous. At least not yet. Say what I want. Peace. No regret, here rapping, wonder what it's up with. Now it's all hugs, no drugs or substance. Get away, you feel that jaws of life run spit like a steel trap. Up here wax, like a day fear Mac, cause I'm a wolf to a pack of some meerkats. About to blow, words are like nitrate, out all these dickheads learn how to vibrate. Cock ass, looking at me sideways, have you go to sleep, choking out nightshade. Everything must be in its right place, I'm a mess to every fucking type A. Clean up when I rap like Popeye, gentrified iron fire, any white name. Check the altitude, I'm battleproof, fighters can't handle this jaw, I'm a cycle to it. Don't tell me you didn't mean to rattle you. Both on beat, fucking crash you like kettle dude. No contact, just not still on that. Spread my poor skin like a wombat. Wonder Woman, yeah, where your mom at? The immortal, ain't ready for no combat. So
24 degrees, Markham partly cloudy and 24. Caledon partly cloudy and 24 degrees in Mississippi.
I've been Alkaline, not MGK, token Hudson. So who's he?
Just remember, 1% of 10,000 is 100. When they say there's tens of thousands of people and they're about 500, that's 1%.
I've been E-Rap's tight, but he white, so not him. This my time. Been slacking this for late.
You're lying. It's going to be fucking frostbite tonight. I just know it. It's going to be frost.
Toronto's #1.
We went from snow to fucking 30 whatever in like a week and a half or some shit.
This is is Monday, August the 16th. I'm Scott Burnett.
I'm Sljana Timmons.
This is the Monday after Friday the 13th.
The U.S. president will face his nation as the Taliban retakes Afghanistan.
From the safety of the White House.
At the Kabul airport today, desperately clutching to the side of a departing American military plane.
They said, oh, it's reminiscent of Saigon, the last helicopter out of Saigon.
The Conservatives released their party platform. The Liberals promise support for businesses, and the New Democrats want to make the rich
and
pay
a new
more.
jet boat.
A fifth straight day, over 500 new cases of
Six-pack for
COVID-19,
every
but another day of
dorm,
zero deaths as the province prepares to roll out a new phase of pandemic policy.
When I say we should throw pennies at them, it has to do with this one penny check they sent to a veteran's mother.
In Washington tomorrow, and the Nashville
When I throw
Predators
pennies at them, I want them to put either brown face or black face on and start dancing.
A sinking price for oil is pulling down the TSX.
If you're so good at it, you better do it on demand, make money at it, and then I won't be able to tell you you can't do it. Oh.
680 News Time, 3:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones at the traffic center. Craig here.
Oh, Jesus.
This report is brought to you by City News. Let's just start with our problem that we had in Caledon. Highway 9
I heard
was
the
closed
news
for a stretch,
last hour. That's why I'm trying to do this.
For a little while there, and it's been reopened just now, just reopened. Let's get on to our westbound 401 Mill Street construction. Two right lanes are blocked off. It is a really bad drive from approaching Newville Road.
72
and then
seconds.
delays on the west 401 Thicks into approaching Salem, Bayview to Avenue, alternately Express and Collectors, and then from the Allen Express and Collectors through to Dixon.
When I get to the end of this drawing, they're going to say something that makes me angry. I just know it.
And again, approaching Winston Churchill through Trafalgar. Eastbound 401 volume, approaching James Snow to east of Mississauga Road.
I'm disappointed in not being disappointed. In other words, getting exactly what I thought would happen. And
Maybe
it's
the
happening.
Leslie and the Collectors, and now it's building, approaching Brock Road all the way through to the 412. Northbound 400, starting to see some volume. Major back up to north of Teston.
You just tell us where the cops are and the shootings, and
to York Mills.
Get to the west. You just told us the
404
weather.
DVP. Great news. We had that crash south of York Mills,
So
blocking the
sometimes
bus
the only
lane and
source
the
of
left lane.
information I get is
Delays
very
from
repetitive.
approaching Finch, but this problem is cleared away. West Gardner busy, approaching Jarvis through to Dufferin, West QE slow Dixie to Contra, Fort Drive to Royal Windsor, and Bronte to 12th line. Eastbound QEW is slow Bronte to Fort Drive, and also Contra to Dixie. City News is everywhere, covering the latest news stories and delivering important updates.
Hey, that's who owns the fucking station we're listening to. Can you get to some information, please?
At 5, 6, and 11, only on City TV. Next
Yeah,
report
do
says
that.
3:11.
Look, like, I'm not even joking.
Here's Natasha Ranzahai.
All right, thanks very much. A couple of isolated showers this evening. It's pretty light in nature. I wouldn't let it wreck your patio plants. I do have patio plants. And then overnight tonight, could see some thunderstorms just after midnight. It's warm down to 20 degrees. And tomorrow, we are going to be into some sunny breaks through the middle of the day. Risk of afternoon thunderstorms until about 7 p.m., especially to the north, and a high of 27.
Yeah, we can't time this part. This part,
overnight tonight, we're down to a low of 20 degrees. It's currently 24.
varies by like 2
28
minutes sometimes.
680 News Time, 3:03.
U.S. President Joe Biden is expected to speak this afternoon about the Taliban's continued takeover of Afghanistan. We will bring you that live when it begins.
Meantime, Canada's plans to evacuate those from Afghanistan could be hindered dramatically by the chaotic situation at Kabul's airport. 680's Mark Douglas joins us live with the latest.
At least 7 people are dead at the airport in Kabul, some of them falling to their death after hundreds of people ran down the tarmac.
That's
today,
new part of the
chasing
story.
after a
I didn't hear
US
that
military
before.
plane
I've heard this
taking
18
off,
times.
With some Afghans grabbing onto the side of the plane in desperation.
There's nothing to go. What kind of plane is
Video and
this?
pictures of that horrific scene.
What plane has things to grab onto? The wheels go up inside and you just fall off.
Condemns the escalating violence.
We've all seen that picture, no? It's on this website if you search for it.
Answer on whether Canada will recognize whatever new Taliban government emerges as the dust settles in Afghanistan. Neither is he committing to full-on military action by Canada to help get people out.
Well, that's because we didn't do the Canada First defense strategy. I'll get to
In the
that.
region, staging out of Kuwait, including aircraft. We're working with international civil society partners as well as Canadian organizations to ensure
So whenever the fuck he became Prime Minister,
of the 20,000 Afghans we will be welcoming as quickly as possible.
Several hundred of
fuck
those
you gonna move 20,000
Afghans
people,
have
dickhead?
already arrived in safety. A U.S. official telling the Associated Press the head of U.S. Central Command met yesterday with Taliban officials.
these are people that went out of their way to help Canada. They're basically on a death sentence now.
Massive U.S. airport
And
evacuation.
everybody knew it all the way off.
McKenzie,
And they were
warned
wearing
the,
Canadian Forces uniforms, but they didn't have
General
guns.
McKenzie, the U.S. Central Commander, warned
They're gonna know who these
Taliban
fucking
that
guys
the US
are.
military would respond forcefully to defend the airport if necessary. Some Canadian military
personnel are assisting the Americans at
So we
that
step back.
airport.
We're going to take
US
over
National
Afghanistan.
Security
We're
Advisor
going to
Jake
protect this
Sullivan
airport if
saying
you
earlier
attack
today,
it.
the Afghan military has simply chosen not to fight for Kabul, despite almost 20 years and billions of dollars of American equipment in training. But Sullivan says you can't just give people the willpower to do it. U.S. President Joe Biden said to address his nation at 3:45 this afternoon about the Taliban takeover that took merely days after all those years of U.S. soldiers fighting
really?
in
Has it been like a full 48 hours?
We'll carry the president's speech live. Reporting live, I'm Mark
Did I not
Douglas.
sleep? I
680
slept.
News Time 3:05 today is the first full day that federal leaders began stomping on the campaign trail on the road to Election Day, September 20th. It included some big announcements such as a full platform release and commitments around helping businesses and taxing the rich.
The Conservatives are wasting
My
no
handy
time
government
presenting
issue
their full
calendar
plan
here,
to
and
Canadians,
all the
unveiling
recycling
a
days our
platform
building
with
doesn't
promises
use.
like balancing the budget in 10 years, recovering
It's a
a million
fucking
jobs,
Monday, you
supports to help
cocksuckers.
businesses rehire, and a tax credit for domestic vacations. Leader Aaron O'Toole also vows to scrap deals the Liberals signed with provinces for $10 a day childcare and replace it with a tax credit system.
And lower income families will have 75% of the cost covered.
Liberal leader Justin Trudeau announcing a series of promises to help businesses, including wage and rent supports, and extending the hiring incentive program to the spring.
For hard-hit businesses who get the workers they need, the workers who get the jobs they need to support their families, this is a win-win.
NDP leader Jagmeet Singh highlighting promises to put a new tax on the wealthy and claw back cash from executives who received bonuses while taking federal aid. The Bloc Québécois leader claiming he can get 8 extra seats in Quebec, and the Green leader will be speaking later today. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
Elections Canada has released some key dates for this election. Advanced voting will take place September 10th through September 13th from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. If you want to vote by mail, you can sign up on the Elections Canada website.
You can go fuck yourself as of
by
midnight
6
of
p.m. September
the
14th.
15th is what we're going to handle.
This news segment brought to you by the Chesterfield Shop. New COVID-19 cases here in Ontario have been holding steady in the 500s for 5 straight days. The Premier now signaling that the province plans to shift its focus.
Well, it doesn't add up right because this shit has a 6-to-1 transmission rate. So 100 people turn into 500 people.
526 new cases today, nearly 80% of them in non-fully vaccinated people. Test positivity at 2.7%, the highest since mid-June.
Not fully.
For a third straight day, 0 deaths. Premier Ford reiterating today that
if 3 is now an option and 2 is not fully vaccinated, what the fuck?
They ensure that we can protect our hospitals from being overrun and threatening the entire healthcare system.
However, only 56%
I'm not ever going to get my teeth fixed, Mr. Ford.
Fully vaccinated, so the province has announced a plan for clinics in
Get
and
the
around
fucking money.
schools over the
Spend it
next
on
several
weed 'cause my
weeks,
teeth
including
hurt.
once classes begin. Details will vary by region. The province's top doctor also expected to announce tomorrow a hold on further reopening, a booster shot campaign for seniors, and mandatory vaccinations for patient-facing healthcare workers, with a daily
I don't want
testing
those
option
people
for
around
those who
me when
still
I go to the
refuse.
hospital. I want unvaccinated people.
This is 680
I'm
News.
going to go to
Your
Amish
public health
country.
says it has fined a Vaughan parent for sending their child to daycare with symptoms of COVID-19, which led to over a dozen infections. This happened on August 3rd. Officials say 15 children at the facility have now tested positive for COVID. The parent was charged $770 plus a victim surcharge fee totaling $880.
$750 for the fine, $880 for the victim surcharge.
You must stay home until a negative test is received and symptoms are improving for at least 24 hours. If that person isn't tested, then individuals have to isolate for 10 days.
Coming up in just 30 seconds, we'll check on the price of the pumps. This is 680 News.
Steve here. Pam, I have a quiz for you. What has
Welcome to
6
fucking
locations
Canada.
and loves
You
to
need a
make people
crash course if you
happy?
plan on living here and you're not from here, I guess.
Chesterfield Shop. Yes, we've just opened a new store at King and Sherbourne in downtown Toronto.
Oh, it's my own downfall for saying, oh, there's like no news for like 2 weeks or whatever now.
Come and get comfortable with us today.
This is all interesting.
Each other here this afternoon. What do you care about? Is it the economy? Is the way to the economy through science? I mean, what a jumble here.
So I'm learning to grow grapes in my own house because I'm a little concerned about these
I know
people.
the liberals saying, okay, this looks really good, because the polling shows they're kind of gone down a little bit. What about Jagmeet Singh? Because the NDP, when the NDP are
Start knocking, so quit talking, while play rappers and piss on the outline, bodies ain't chalking.
That's the way they like it. And yet that has to also coincide with the conservatives being seen as a viable alternative. What do the polls say? David Aiken's going to join us later on this afternoon as we talk about all these things that are in play. And, you know, campaigns do matter. We don't know what's going to come forward here. You know, Little Boy in the Beach, which changed the campaign. And refugees.
Everybody's going to have predictions. Watch this. The next few months is all
we're watching what's going on in Florida here. And the best laid plans.
People aren't going to work again for another year if they do come back to the same job.
It's not working out. You know, you've got teachers passing away, and you've got cases just
There's not going to be mandatory nothing, so you're going to be dispersed, discontinued, whatever the fuck the word is for.
Because they don't, you know, there's still a lot of vaccine
resistance. Just use the word.
Now we know there's vaccine hesitant, there's vaccine resistant. So we have a lot to talk about, and then let's throw in those pictures from Afghanistan. I think I've been exposed to 3 variants already. Hard to watch, jolting, staggering pictures from Afghanistan, the war that has been certainly forgotten in a lot of ways in the United States, and then that is such strange politics. We'll talk about it today.
On the highway, and you know it's a sofa bed because it unfolded. We like that traffic report
being part of that. I remember watching those.
I wish they archived every single one, but I bet they don't.
Of the taking of Afghanistan.
Publish it somewhere on a server. It's impossible to find.
You know, we're watching other ones, things that U.S. President Biden said very clearly. We are not going to see U.S. diplomats or people being airlifted, reminiscing kind of about the legacy of the fall of Saigon, and that it happened. We just heard in our news a clip from the Prime Minister saying nobody really saw this. It happened so quickly.
Hey, it's about heroin too.
In charge.
Imagine that.
And
now I'm getting
was fast and furious, wasn't it, to watch that? And I remember covering it every day. How was Canada responding? What were the allies doing? And it was about terrorism and safety. And it was in all of our lives, and we kind of felt like we do now at that time, because all of a sudden, I remember feeling it even personally. Oh my, does somebody want to hurt us? And look what happened, and we're getting near the big anniversary of 9/11.
Oh,
how it all started.
Damn it!
And we discovered we had an enemy, and were they among us? And did they have cells? And then we saw attack after attack.
So if you wonder why I say sick cell, I've been hearing that word for 20 years.
And we were on fire and ready for it, and now we're seeing all the progress that was made in Afghanistan go. And I was reading an article from one of the first female mayors there, and she said, "I'm waiting with my family for them to come and get me, and they'll kill me. They tried to before." And seeing all that progress just go up in the air is really hard to take. So we have a couple of good guests on that as we talk about Afghanistan today. And how did we get here? And what does it mean about going into other countries? And what does it mean for foreign affairs in the future? You know, in election campaigns, quite often Canadians don't care so much about foreign affairs. But is this going to play a factor here? Because as I mentioned, the boy in the beach and the refugees certainly turned around one of the last elections. And how is this going to play? And President Biden is going to have to wear that he didn't see the exit, but former President Trump announced this and was criticized for it. Wanted to bring the Taliban to Camp David.
Hold on.
We have two presidents.
You've been driving the car for the last hour.
Very different, both having to take a stand from where Afghanistan is going. So, what a week we're having. What a week we're having.
No. This is going to affect Canada, except reputation-wise around the world.
Election campaign, and then
hate us. They just
Afghanistan, and of course COVID. How is it going to play out politically, and also how is it going to play out? We have some new announcements happening that they're ramping up vaccines in Ontario in the school system, moving them really front and center. I have to say, it's my time to chat here, and I applaud a lot of the stuff that they have been doing, certainly ventilation in the schools. A lot of it has been lagging, and getting these vaccines out there really up front and center. And how do we get back to business? And how do you do it with this virus? It seemed like just a few weeks ago where we were going, hey, wandering back outside and things are looking up, and then we can go back into stores and you can eat out on patios, and you can go here, there, and everywhere. And now we're seeing
that you're all get sick. You're not following.
It's not that easy. And Premier Doug Ford, and speaking today to municipalities